The Prussians are coming! The Prussians are coming, and they are not alone in today's NTW 3 battle here at Wagram, as we do have a whole host of different nations here, including the Brits in this army as well here. As there's a bit of a British-Prussian hybrid here, as we have 1814 Prussia, France, coming into play there. I don't think I've ever really seen this faction really play that often. It is a fun faction to play. We've definitely used it in scenarios before, at least Boulots, and had no Brits in play. But we don't often see like the British and the Prussians like showing up in the same army and combining it in one force. So that should be really cool because I mean Prussia sort of has the mass, Britain has the shooting ability. Prussia also has these cavalry as well. Should be a really interesting one there, as the Prussians narrowly don't miss hitting their own Cuirassiers there. Get a little bit of lag. I don't know why that, but there you go. The Prussian 6-pounder, actually not even a Prussian gun, it's a British gun here, is blasting the Neapolitans ahead of them there. But yes, as I was saying, they are not alone. It's a bit of an international force here today. We have also got the 1814 Austria, France, so lots of 1814s here. It's just like a spam of grenadiers as well, which will be exciting to see in play. Yeah, there's a lot of grenadiers here. Oh my god, all these grenadiers. Easy, you can tell they are grenadiers as well. They have the mitre hat on. And then we have the Spanish army over here, 1809. And then finally, all the way over there, we have the 10.1806 Prussia as well. So even more Prussians to add to the excitement. In today's battle on the French side, we do have the 9-point Rhinish campaign, which I think is the one that Spain here is facing off against. This is an even point match that we're seeing here. We do have the Neapolitans, and we do have 8-point Spanish campaign France as well, and then I think the final one is 12-point France Prussia. So we actually have sort of like the right armies sort of face off against each other. Sort of, I guess Spain was to face Spanish campaign France. That would be more appropriate. I don't know why all these French are firing back here, wasting ammo, just shooting themselves in the back as well. A little bit. Well, maybe not quite. I guess maybe shooting the guard Bologna there. They're actually going to set up on this flank here, and I guess they're going. Are they going for melee or are they going for the building? They're going to go into melee. They're going straight on in here. First little bit of action there taking place, and it looks like the guard is actually going to lose that fight, which I'm kind of surprised by. It's actually got a decent unit, and I think it has inspires as well. So it's an asset you don't really want to lose. But I guess going over against these Rhinish French, this is like sort of like high Republican France, when they're like all their units can melee pretty well and shoot pretty well as well. Yeah, they I don't know. Guard Bologna seems like it's steadying a little bit there. Looks like, I imagine, yeah, this is looking with all these cuirasses here. This is looking like the 12-point, and that appropriately is facing off against the 10-point over here, which is brilliant to see. So we are going to see sort of like an 1806 clash. They've got lots of cuirasses actually on both sides here, Prussian and French. Certainly say that the French one's probably a little bit better, I would say, in my opinion. Spain here is coming like a hammer down on the flank, though. The town is just a mere distraction. The Guard Bologna, by the way, still holding strong, actually might beat French here. But look at this. There's so many Spaniards here uniting with the Prussians, and they're going to try and hit the flank here of these French. And that's not going to be a bad idea at all. Yeah, lots of militia here being brought. It's kind of what Spain is good at doing. I mean, you can bring good infantry as well, but the militia spam is such a viable play. And they've got grenadiers there as well. But there you go. Buildings being taken. Actually, it's the grenadiers that took it here. 170-man unit. But most of those guys are still going to be outside the building. This is only a building for 95 troops. But I'm guessing over here, then, it's Spanish campaign and Naples. So, I mean, it looks like Austria's already leaving. He's not hanging around. I mean, it looks like they're going to then have a 2v1 here of the French, potentially, with the Neapolitans. And Guard Bologna, actually, no, they haven't. I don't think they've won their fight. They're just kind of pulling back from their fight that they're already in. But as you can see now, yeah, a good old line fight getting underway here. And the French against the Rhinish campaign, setting up. I guess they have the numbers that they can probably take on these militia. Really, they want to probably get into melee themselves. These militia have no morale. Another building captured. Oh, just Prussia getting into this building over here. Looks like he's going to try and hold against the Neapolitans. Neapolitans are only like a 6 point, so not really got lots in the way of pushing power. Looks like he's brought lots of the light infantry, which, if I remember correctly, these light infantry have like 0 morale. He's got the guard voltigeurs, which are okay. I don't know if he's brought the grenadiers for the inspires. He might needed to. Yeah, I think some of these infantry have like 0 to 1 morale. They are pretty low on that sort of spectrum. Looks like we've seen a little charge here from some hussars. Looks like they got countered quite easily there by the Prussians and the Spaniards. And France, I mean, he's not in a bad position. I'd maybe alter the line a little bit. He's got guns set up here. I'd maybe alter this line a little bit just to face off into Spanish a bit more, to be a bit more flush on. And to be honest, I've been looking at options to try and just get straight into melee, to be honest, against the Spanish force here. I mean, the Prussians have got loads set up behind. They've got a bit of cav, as of the Spanish. There are generals here as well. We've got a cav for the Prussian 10 point here, sat in behind the militia line, interestingly enough. We now do have more infantry setting up as a second line, and that will help with morale for the first line. But yeah, I don't know if that's a wise idea, that's for sure. It looks like over on the other side as well, looks like Prussia lost a cav fight. We've got some hussars and some Saxon hussars that lost that cav fight. And we have got French cav sneaking behind. I think this has been spotted as well by the routing Saxons there. But yeah, that cav getting in behind, I don't know quite what that is. It looks like a Spanish light cav of some sort. But we've got Brandenburg Dragoons here. But yeah, already this Prussian army, I'd say, in a whole load of trouble here. It's going to be outpointed by a considerable amount because obviously, yeah, the other 8 point Austria, which is just a grenadier spam. This is a very small shock army. Yeah, moving on. It is already general in trouble. A Cow Cruz, I guess, is being shot at by this line fight here. But yeah, this grenadier spam, it could work. Absolutely could work. It depends what they go for. I would probably go for the Neapolitans personally. You can have most success there with your melee, but I guess going against the Rhenish army, not a bad idea as well. If they can overwhelm sort of this force over here of the French, which is the 12 and the 9 point, is a bit they're stronger armies that you can get rid of. This 8 and 6 here, not bad targets to also go for, but I guess less of a worry. I mean, they're slowly pushing, but they're really not keeping in touch with the Prussians at all, who look like they are going to get out of here. They've got on this road. Well, actually, that's not a road at all. It's just in a field. But it looks like they are going to get out of here pretty easily, actually. I don't know if they're going to try and defend the building or not. But Austria's definitely going for this gap in the line here. France is giving a little bit of ground. They've given some ground. Yeah, they are losing. Actually, I don't know. It's kind of close, actually, who's winning and losing these gunfights. The artillery here is probably shredding the poor infantry of Iberia there. More men have been routed. Oh, Prussia got cav way in behind. This is 10 point Prussia as well. Got a hussar right in behind. And I think he might have got, yeah, I think he's potentially got the general here for Naples. I didn't even see that, but that's very nicely done there by the Prussians, getting that general. And that's massively going to help the other Prussia here, the 1814 one. Nicely done there by 1806. I mean, they can bring a lot of cavalry here. I think it's kind of one of their strengths. So just got that way in behind. He's gone way around the back of the 12 point here. And he's just gone in and got that. And now, you'd say Naples with no general. He's going to be not really able to push. And you can see now he's falling back. You can see the infantry now not so confident in going forward towards those British guns. Men routed. Oh, and look at that. Prussia's general's also routed. I mean, he might return it at 8 guys left. But I think he's just getting routed. I think he's getting shot by all the stray musket balls here. And we now do have a melee attack here as well from the Spanish. Sending in some of their, I guess, better infantry. Swiss infantry, I think they are. They're going in. They're actually decent, and they can square. We've got grenadiers there. More men routing. My gosh. What the Prussians are losing. Oh, no. Here we go. Yep. Prussia is getting charged pretty hard here. Cuirassiers going in, routing a lot of infantry here. This is to make up for Naples losing his general. There you go. Cuirassiers are going to rout all that infantry. There's like 5 units of infantry that have been routed. There is now infantry, French infantry backing this up. Laguerre here coming in. I presume these guys are going to form square. We've got the Cuirassiers about to go in and try and combat this. Yeah, look at that. Prussian Cuirassiers losing. That is probably because there's units routing around them that are also scaring them off. But that huge unit there of 105 men that as it was then are going to get cut down here. And that's probably gone for good. And yeah, that's 10-point Prussia now in full retreat. Down a Cuirassier. Still has a couple to use, but yeah, still not great. Don't know where the rest of this 12-point is. I presume it's over here somewhere. Don't know. Kind of hard to tell where one. I think this is still the 12-point here as well. Kind of hard to tell where one ends and one begins. But France kind of pushed back the Spanish here a little bit, and actually they're now going into combat here themselves, counter-attacking with dragoons and infantry, trying to break through this militia line here. Lots of those Prussian troops are returning, luckily, so that is a win. Obviously, the big loss is at Cuirassier. But here come the Austrians. The Austrians now pushing on this flank here. They are now going to, I guess, start to threaten this. Well, they're going to obviously threaten this flank. They can get in behind the French, to be honest. They just need to keep going. Here goes the Austrian Cav Hussars going in against Hussars of the French. And the Austrian ones are going to win that fight easily. And are they going to continue? It looks like they are. They're going to probably go after the next Cav unit or into the skirms here. Also a very nice target to go for, and then after that can hit the infantry in behind and cause all sorts of chaos. The Grenadiers need to get moving stat right now. Here goes Spanish Cav as well to try and back this up. Could see a little bit of a mash out here taking place from the French. Yeah, that unit can form square. Spanish and Austrian Cav descend on it. Spanish look like they might just rout themselves from charging the Austrians. This French Cav here is just kind of docile, not doing anything, and no one charging into it. We've got Prussian Cav in here as well. This is 1814 Prussia. Spanish Cav did rout, achieving nothing. Can the Spanish infantry get up a volley? Because if they can, that would certainly rout that French, but there you go. Didn't quite work, and yeah, these Grenadiers are just so slow at getting forward. They have had to respond to dealing with some of the 12-point France's cavalry here. They formed square, dealt with them nicely. Naples is now actually in pursuit of Austria as well, and there you go. Spain has gone in, and there's a collapse of the line starting to take place here as the Spanish start to run down the Rhinish armies here, and they are in for a bit of a rough time now as they try to you know, hold back the Spanish here. One unit they can hold back the Grenadiers here. Probably can escape the rest of them, because these guys will rout easily just with all their fellow troops routing, and you can see the Grenadiers still getting in behind. They've got to get a move on. They've got to get a move on. And now it looks like 10-point Prussia is starting to advance once again, reignited by the scenes of victory over on this side here between Spain and the Austrians. French Cav going in again, trying to deal with what looks like some dragoons. Just a chasseur cheval though. Don't know how well it's really going to do. They're trying to get out their artillery here as well. Look at this, horse artillery trying to get out, or is it trying to set up? I think it's probably trying to set up. My gosh, yeah, it is. It's going to try and set up and try and blast the Austrians here. And here we go, Austria now getting the full weight of the 12-pointer. Squares being formed, cuirassiers being halted. These ones definitely could have formed square, and I don't know if they did. I don't think they did. No, maybe they did. It's an interesting square that they formed, that's for sure. The cuirassiers bouncing out of that one. They're going to go into a different charge here. These guys can also form square. Most of the Grenadiers can form square. Charging the Austrian Grenadiers, not a healthy idea. And there you go. These guys are redlining. That one's, the other one's looking very healthy. This one, actually still quite healthy. Just looked like he could rout at any moment. Here goes the Hussars of the 10-point Prussia. They're going in. They're going to get these guns, I think. Pathfinding's being a bit of a pain. No, he's gone for the lines. He's gone for the Rhinish lines instead, which are getting heavily pressed here by Grenadiers. His Rhinish army is just not being able to really recover. Cuirass going in again? Yeah, Cuirass going in again, and it has routed these Cuirassiers here of the Frankish army of the Prussians. We have got some Neapolitans here battling with Grenadiers. Can't see that going well for Naples, but they are going to get a side charge off it. That might actually even up, and there you go, that is a win. General dead though. That is the Rhinish general gone. Funny enough, named Joseph Poniatowski, after a famous French/Polish marshal. Certainly wasn't in the Rhinish armies though. But it's getting very chaotic. The Cuirassiers still being active. I can't imagine with all these charges that they are fresh though. They are probably getting tired towards exhausted, I would have thought by now. And they are being hounded here by Hussars. If the Hussars can pin them, then these Grenadiers can probably start blasting the flank in squares. Squares are being blasted though themselves here by Neapolitan infantry. I would get ready with some Spanish cav and maybe some of the Grenadiers here and see if we can mount a bit of an offensive against the Neapolitans. They are, like I said, with no general, probably on breaking point. Even wounded, well not wounded, but they're tired. These Cuirassiers here, no sort of worries about the Hussars there. The Hussars could not do anything. Here comes the rest of the 12-point infantry. They're kind of everywhere. They're a little bit just sort of scattered, not really able to use their full weight anywhere. And I mean, they're down a 9-point now. Over on this side, we've not really been paying attention. It's been pretty much a line fight just taking place here between the 8-point and the Prussians. This is a nice even pointed match now. We're going to see a charge here from the Dragoons. They're going to try and get in, but the Brits can all form squares, so charging is not a wise idea. Actually, the Westmoreland can't form square. Sussex foot could, but they didn't choose to. And there you go. That's looking good here for the Spanish army, the Spanish campaign army, I should say. But that is a catastrophe. I mean, losing their general as well. You'd hope that quite a few of these Rhinish units might return. Some might still. You never know. But with no general, they're certainly going to have a bit more of trouble. I mean, when you look at this 10-point, actually, they're not really bringing a lot of infantry to the play. They are bringing a lot of cav. I mean, they're relying on the Spanish for the massive infantry, really, right now. If I was Austria, I'd be going for this corner here. I mean, 1814 Prussia over here is helping just tie down a load of the Neapolitans. I'd be stacking up my Grenadiers and going for this corner of the line here against this Neapolitan unit. France, having routed those couple of units on the flank there, they're now in behind with their Dragoons, causing all sorts of problems here for 1814 Prussia, and they are going to have to make a retreat, which is just allowing the French, encouraging the French to come forward, get closer. I don't know if they've got any sort of units that can really go into melee. They just kind of look like they've got a lot of line infantry of varying quality. Bit of a unit pull through there, that's for sure. Just gone through his own men. Unit crossing at its finest, and he's going to go in amongst the reserve infantry here. And they have a lot of success, but he should have made a gap. I mean, I think he kind of went through his own skirms a little bit. And there you go, routed a whole bunch of the Prussian infantry there. In goes the cavalry here as well, that was in behind. That's routing a bit more of the infantry there and getting the Schutzen. Here comes 1814 with his Cuirassiers. He is going to just slam into the back of his own troops. But he is scaring off the French cavalry. But 1814 Prussia here looking in a real bad state, that's for sure. Austria's starting to have a bit of a line fight here. Actually, these Hungarians can't form square. And some of these German infantry can't. But anyway, most of the good ones can. Both sides pretty badly bruised in various ways. I mean, it looks like Coalition are about to lose their 8-point, which, yeah, that's pretty much on the brink of destruction there by the looks of it, looking at all that routing Prussians. While the French have lost a 9-point. And they have lost a general for a 6. That's a lot of unit crossing going on there as well. A gap, I think, was attempted to be made, but not really effectively made. And the Dragoons and Granada there, barely touching the Neapolitans in their redlining. Neapolitans here in their long, big lines, holding the line, seeing the torrent of Austrians come towards them. I just get into melee. If I was the Austrian player, just get into melee, absorb a volley, and then charge on in. Cavalry here. I mean, actually, they're rear charging themselves with Guard, Chasseur Cheval. I think they are. And that's not going so well. Spanish over here have been routed by the Guard Portuguese. Naples just about holding on, but there's a gap in the line now for infantry here, which the Hungarians can just take advantage of. And here we go, in go the Austrians. Oh, that's a good volley though by last minute by the Neapolitans. That might just about rout them. There you go, Naples is starting to rout. We are seeing an actual gap being formed to get the line through, and here goes a Cuirassier, and it's going to go straight through here. Neapolitans are rounding before even the Cuirassiers get close to them. And the 12 points in again, once again, in retreat. Still a lot of infantry here that's been uncommitted, and still a lot of cav as well, to be honest, as well. They're going to get into some of the 12 points armies here as well. There you go, they got some of these units here. Men being routed. Oh, the Prussians have lost a cav fight. Well, they lost a cav fight slightly. They lost the Hussars, but the Dragoons here helped mop up some French infantry by the looks of it. And they're going in again, once again, descending onto some more French infantry. And here go the lights. Probably can form a square, I would have thought. Maybe not. They're getting hit now. Prussian Dragoons there doing God's work, the Kaiser's work. And if these lights can reset up and turn the flanks, they could definitely just shoot those Dragoons. And actually the light infantry has, I would say, just about held, but they've red line now. Another Cuirassier coming in, just to add to the woes of the French. And why is this light infantry chasing on into the Spanish lines? They do not, yep, that should not have been carrying on that charge. One thing is, the French still have a lot of Cuirassiers. A lot. What, 3 units here? The French are shooting themselves there. I was thinking, who else you shoot? Oh, yeah, they just routed 2 of their own line infantry. This line infantry here, just... What is the French player here doing? Clearly, I think, a little overwhelmed. Micro is letting him down. The militia go in. And they fib. The French fib. So that's unfortunate there. Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. I was thinking maybe they'd stop. No, they are continuing on. And that's just fibbing. No, it's just volunteers at the end of the day, but still bad. Cuirassiers going in though against the Spanish lines. This is the sort of target they want. Oh, to be fair, the Grenadiers are fibbing back. Oh gosh, yeah, they're not stopping either. Oh dear, the poor Cuirassiers. Both sides as bad as each other when it comes to fibbing. Oh yeah, that Cuirassier I think is gonna be routed, I think. And a bit of a unit cross there as the second Cuirassier unit goes in. It goes into more militia. These guys also can't form square. This one looks like it was professional infantry for a minute. It's a decent last minute volley. That looked more like a last minute volley than it is a fib. What do we got? Is this another French Cuirassier here? Yeah, another one going in. That's trying to hold back the Prussians. This is really the last roll of dice, to be honest, for the 12-point France. They haven't really got much else other than the cav at this point. They need a bit more infantry to really back them up in these pushes. They've got a bit of here. Yeah, there goes Cuirassier for the Prussians. That's routed. Spanish infantry is routing here, but the Cuirassiers aren't really getting through. They're just getting bogged down right now. They've routed those. I imagine they're exhausted though now. They're not going to be able to really do another push. There's just so much infantry here that they can go into. Try and break through. They could almost do with just linking up with the Neapolitans, sort of going through the lines here. I mean, if they was... I mean, these Spanish actually can't square. But yeah, this would be a good gap to go through. They could be backed up by French and Neapolitan infantry. I guess I got to try and hold on as well until the 8-point breaks through over here. I mean, he's still chasing the 8-point Prussia back. He's still not really done a decisive blow. I think he's lost his general? I can't see the 8-point general. So I'm going to guess he's gone. And there you go, one of the Cuirassiers routed. Overcommitted, trying to go for the next line for the Prussians there. There is still one here. And I think another one, yeah, way back here. And it looks like he's doing rear guard duty, trying to chase off some Hussars, which he's got no hope of catching. France now running with his infantry to get them into position. No need to really run, though. We're going to get there anyway. I mean, now he's way ahead of the Neapolitan lines. Might as well have moved up as one.
A unit has grown weary, sir.
I don't really want to write off the French yet, because though looking on this side, French have nothing. France over here still has a lot, pretty much a healthy army here. This is a healthy, yeah, 8-point. To be honest, I mean, but there are a lot of assets that the Allies still have alive. They have the Austrians, obviously all these grenadiers, which I think are now getting shifted to deal with the French healthy army. Spain has still got a really healthy army of militia, which can just keep shooting. And Prussia still has a lot of healthy cav by the looks of it to send in. The Dragoons being one of the Hussars in the back. Still got a cuirass as well. Dragoon's going to go in once again. Looks like they're going to go for this French shooter here, maybe? Yep. Don't know whether they could have squared. Possibly not. Routed that, and they're going to go for the next line. And they're going to route that unit. The cuirass is going in, but it might be pretty exhausted. There's no way it's rested in time. Skirmish is getting rushed here by Fusiliers, which is a line infantry unit. And then in goes the Dragoon. That's just getting now swamped by French cavalry. Oh, yeah, they've got themselves between a rock and a hard place. So they charge. And I think they're trying to get the general. Yeah, they're trying to get the general. You can see, I think it is Napoleon himself. Yep, Napoleon here. He's got out of there. And the Cuirassiers sort of just snapped in on the Dragoons there, just crushed them. But yeah, that was close. That was close. If Napoleon died there, that would have been GG for that 12-point. Neapolitan cavalry here going to get the guns of the, well, the British guns. Poorly defended. I don't know if he was setting them up and just didn't realize he had pulled back infantry. I don't know, but it was just a poor defense there. It's a poor position to put your artillery anyway. Again, it looks like the Austrians, I mean, they're going maybe wide. They're going to hit the flank. France's cav just sneaking in behind as well over here. Oh, this is a Spanish campaign. Again, with the Spanish lights, or is like, I don't know, the Spanish Germanic lights. It could be Nassau, actually. Dragoons here going in for skirms, but they're going to get blasted by the Austrians. Might take the skirms with them, but they're going to lose his cav for sure. That's a bigger loss there, losing that Dragoon. He's going to take a couple of other units with him. He's being cheeky. He's going to more than I thought he would. This Dragoon's taking a lot of punishment. Yep, it's going down the line. King's Own Scottish Fortress just formed square mass. Why are you falling back? Routed again? Seriously? This Dragoon's done better than I expected here. Kind of poor from the Allies that they just allowed it to get this close. And France should really be pushing up with this now. Like a huge frontage just opened up, which should be cleared out. And there you go. Finally, that Dragoon route. Some of the Spanish units are starting an orange line and a red line on that far side there, and the Prussian line. I mean, the Prussian troops here are obviously been routing for most of this game. Naples, to be fair, with no generals, had a pretty solid game, to be honest. He's not been able to obviously be offensive. He's not really an offensive faction, it seems. He's going for more of a shooting play. It looks like the Hussars routed. Is that the... No, that's not the sneaky cav behind. That's a different one that's the French had. Sneaky cav is still somewhere back here, I think. Prussia going in. He's going in for another charge here. This is with the Cuirassier here. Didn't look like these guys formed square, but he's not going... I think he's maybe just to tie down the French. I don't know. He also, I think, is just scared of the heavy cab of the French. And there you go. The Cuirass there rout, sadly. Spain's units are... Yeah, look at that. Spain is... He's not looking good either. I mean, Prussia has no general. I don't think he re-rallied. No, that's not him there. I think, yeah, a lot of the generals might be gone here for both sides. Spain still has his. Schwarzenberg is still alive. But, yeah, I forgot Prussia doesn't have his. That's why his army's kind of failing a little bit. We've got the Guard Valona here, different unit, and the Grenadiers making a push, along with Austrians. There's Austrians in the woods. And the Grenadiers kind of losing, actually. And we've got Guard Valona have lost there. They're routed. Austrian cap here. It's hard to see what's going on. I would say 50-50 right now. Don't really know what's going on. Guard Valona, I think, have cleared out everything that's going on them. 8-point France. Yeah, maybe going into melee here. Not a wise idea. Naples trying to make a bit of a push here. Spain is breaking though. Look at this. They're getting shot to pieces and they're routing. Naples, surprisingly, being quite a good asset right now. We've got some of those Grenadiers for the Spanish routing. Austrians, though, getting their cav in behind, having one there on the flank there. Just about. They were losing that fight for a long time. The Hussars saved the day. Now they're able to turn the flank of the French here. The French are trying to set up guns and infantry. And the Guard Valona need to carry on. Just get into melee. Just cause as much chaos as you can in the French lines. Cuirassier once again returned, and once again routs another French unit that I think was just, to be honest, just re-rallied itself. Here goes the Cuirass. That's a good gap that was made as well, and it's going to go straight in. I mean, there's skirmishes here. There's a general behind. This is the prime spot to go for, to be honest. No, they're going to go into the melee. It's taking place over here. And French infantry routes, Guard Valona and German Grenadiers smashing their way through. I should have just gone through that skirmisher. They would have been into the general behind, to be honest. I don't think they need to help out against this French infantry. There's plenty more Austrian Grenadiers that could be used here. Once again, Austria sets up Grenadiers in front of the French lines, then gets cav in behind. Swiss Grenadiers here, trying to hold back the Spanish. With their bearskin hats, twirling bayonets. The right now is looking pretty weak for the French. The coalition left is descending on it. Good rear charge there from the Hussars, and then a charge head on from the Grenadiers. A nice 1-2. And routs the French infantry there, and yeah, multiple units going. Guard Valona was actually repulsed there by the Swiss. It might not matter, because there is another wave of infantry. That's a healthy unit, a French unit there. They're just being routed by German Grenadiers so easily. And yeah, now the Spanish campaign here is in disarray. So this 8-point here. Prussian cav way in behind as well. Hussar here. Again, being chased by Cuirassiers is not the way to do it. General has gone. I think that is that Napoleon? Yeah, I think that was Napoleon that they got there. I'm not sure. We'll have to double check that. Either the Spanish campaign or Napoleon. No, Napoleon's still safe and sound. So that was the Spanish campaign army, I believe. Losing their general. Perfect timing as well, because his army is fully disintegrating. In goes another hussar. Look at this endless cav from the Prussians here. I mean, a lot of it's returning, but still. Having brought minimal infantry and so much cavalry, and relying on like Spanish mass and a pretty much just grenadier army from Austria, they've actually combined quite nicely. And these armies have gelled really well. And I think, you know, like the Rhinish campaign in the 12 point here could have done the same. I mean, the Rhinish campaign didn't seem like they brought a lot of cav. And they were going to be relying on the heavies here of the French. And this French 12 point has brought a lot of heavies and not enough infantry to sort of fight alone, I would say. In go the Cuirassiers, again charging squares, at least one squareable. The orange line, but they don't break. Not yet, and another Cuirassier is going to get given the green light. I think there are only 2 left. The Prussian Cuirassier is waiting in the wings. Oh, that's a bit of fim in there going on, though. Bit of fim in there, and that's actually what's routed the Cuirassier there. Austria needs to be careful of that. Finally, it looks like the Neapolitan lines are starting to crumble. They're starting to red line. I think maybe from losses, the Prussians here getting their shooters into play. They've got some grenadiers of their own, but Prussian grenadiers, they're better shooters than the Armeliers. And there you go, the line is starting to crumble. And we're going to, well, actually, to be fair, the Prussians right here, and they just were not really engaging. They're just kind of standing, looking at the Neapolitans. And the final clash of heavies. Looks like we're going to see a French general go in. Oh, he's not going in. He's trying to escape Prussian hussars. The Prussian hussars go into the back of these Cuirassiers in the end, rout them, and now they can get the general that's routed. And that is going to be GG. That's going to be a coalition victory. And an imperial defeat. And yeah, there you go. There's the general is gone. It was a pretty close game. It was a pretty, both sides having their pluses. I mean, Spanish campaign, certainly honorary mention for certainly doing a very good job for his team, beating his opponent. Naples as well, to be fair, up until the very end there, you know, being a very good support army as a 6 point, just bringing the mass. But yeah, in the end, I would say like the Austrian grenadier spam and the Spanish infantry and Prussian cavalry making the difference. Certainly the 10-point Prussian cav. Even if it lost so many times, there was just so much of it that they could keep affording to lose. They'd eventually attrition down the French. But hopefully the end results have been on your screen whilst I've been waffling away there. This was sent in by Peasant, who he changes his name so often, so I can't remember what his name is on the end results here. But it's definitely not Peasant. That's for sure. But yeah, well done to him and to all of his team that won in this one. I think they were playing just 4 randoms. I think it was 4 peeps guys up against 4 randoms. So yeah, well done to them. We'll have a quick look at the unit stats for Peasant, who was playing as 10-point Prussia. His Cuirassier getting 317 kills. Very, very impressive. His Hussar getting 295 kills. I don't know how much farming was going on. There might have been a little bit. Certainly the Cuirass might have got that many kills. Cuirassier here getting 141 kills, 131 kills of the Dragoons. As expected, his cab's done the best because that's what he spent his money on. Musketeers getting 110, Hussars 107, another Hussar 107. 108, 107, sorry. 106 for the Feldjägers. Artillery getting 90 kills. There are the rest of his kills. If you want to have a look at those there. I do hope you did enjoy the video. If you did and want to see more NTW3 action, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. And feel free to check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Some corkers there. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.